everyone, my name is Kayla and I work for the Street Food Institute. We wanted to do a couple of videos to provide you with the knowledge on how to make immune boosting foods at home, not only immune boosting but delicious. So today we're going to be making sweet potato fajitas, and I'm going to walk you through the process and things that you can have at your house. If you have certain items and you don't have others, that's fine. We're going to make it adaptable to you and just walk you through the process on how to do these yummy sweet potato fajitas. Okay, we have sweet potatoes that I picked up from Sprouts. You can get them anywhere, or if you have a couple laying around, they're perfect. Doesn't really matter the size. So we're just gonna peel them, wash them thoroughly, and then we're going to chop them. I have some already washed. So what you always want to do is you start with the flat side. Try never to cut because it'll roll. So always get your side flat, and then we're just gonna chop some wedges, kind of like thick fries. You want it to be a little meaty. So just right in half, and then I'm going to cut them in half again. And so you have some of these like wedgy, perfect pieces. And we're going to throw them in here. We're going to season these. I have a fajita seasoning that I like to use from World Market. You can use whatever you have at home. This has garlic, onion, oregano, paprika, chili, cilantro, cumin, coriander, parsley, and ginger root. I think all of those are really important to add kind of a meaty flavor if you're looking to emulate that. Definitely always add salt. So I just have some canola oil here, and I just give it a little toss, and I kind of evenly coat it. Again, I like mine to be tailored to my palate, so I add some salt. Definitely always season your food properly. And then I like a little more garlicky, so I'm going to go with a little bit of garlic powder and some smoked paprika just to add a little bit more yumminess to it. We give those a good toss around. Make sure all of that is really mixed. We throw it on a baking sheet, and we're going to bake them for about 40 minutes, depending on the size of how many are on your pan. Try not to overfill your pan or they won't cook properly. And I've preheated my oven to 400 degrees. I feel like that's a perfect temperature to cook them quickly, but if you go any higher, it may burn them. So we're gonna drop these in the oven, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna make some pico de gallo, and I'll show you how to saute the vegetables. Alright, the next thing we're going to do while we have the sweet potatoes roasting in the oven, we're going to make our vegetables. I like my sweet potato fajitas with a green one for a bit more savory and less sweet, definitely the green, and a red one is good. Red onion and fresh garlic. I'm going to cut these up and I'm going to show you how, and then we're going to saute them. I also have a pan warming because I like my pan very, very hot when I throw in my onions to get some good caramelization, and it releases a lot of those really yummy flavors that we. Okay, I'm going to show you how to chop this red onion for the perfect size that we're going to throw into our mixture. First, we cut this off, then we're going to cut it in half. And we're going to just peel the outside away. Okay. And we do about this thick. What size would you say that is? About less than half an inch for sure, about a quarter of an inch thick. They do cook down, and I like to go all the way. You always curl your fingers in so you don't cut your fingertips off. That's important too. And then we're going to show you how I chop this. It's kind of like Rachel Ray does. So she just pulls out that inside, and she just gets rid of all the tidbits and the seeds. And then I like to just go in there and square it off, get that seed out. And again, with tucking your fingers, and we're just going to do kind of a julienne cut all the way. And then we're just going to toss them in our pan, onions first, and I'll show you how to season them. I have chopped up the vegetables. I forgot to mention the quantity size. If you are feeding a family of 4, you want some leftovers, or about 6, I would do about 6 small sweet potatoes would be totally fine. 1 red onion, 1 green bell pepper, 1 red bell pepper, and some fresh garlic. If you have it, again, it is totally adaptable to whatever you have. If you have a poblano or a green chili pepper, you can also use that in, and it'll be delicious. So we have our pan, and it is screaming hot, and I'm just going to throw my onions right in it. Yes, I thought it was hot. And I'm going to use this a little bit later on. It's roasted garlic olive oil, and I feel like that gives it a really good flavor. It evolves it without spending a lot of time. So we want to get our onions to get some really nice color right away. And I'm just gonna throw a bit of oil and turn my hood on here. And then I always put salt. If you put salt right away, it brings out the water in the onions and you get some good color without burning. And I'm going to season this while it cooks with oregano. I feel like that really brings out the flavor of the vegetables. If you like the fajita vegetables at Chipotle, they also use oregano to season theirs. And then I have salt, pepper. I do have fresh garlic. We don't want to burn that, so we'll add that last. And then if you would like garlic powder, other things, you can make it totally adaptable to you. If you want some heat added here, chili powder, lots of those things, just however you want it, however you like it, you can do it your way. Okay, our fajita mix is looking like it's almost done, and I forgot one key ingredient that I love that I think that makes it really pop is the acidity. You definitely want to add some lime juice to it. I've already thrown the fresh garlic in there, but then that makes the vegetables pop, and then it'll allow some of the caramelization on the bottom to come up, and then you have really, really good flavor just cooked into those yummy vegetables. Okay, our next step is to make our pico de gallo. We're going to top our sweet potato fajitas with. And I put on gloves because I don't know about you, but jalapenos really make my hands burn after I chop them. So that's why I have these. And also, if you are cooking for other people and you're going to have ready-to-eat food that will not be cooked at a high temperature, you're definitely going to want to wear gloves because then that prevents any spread of bacteria or food illnesses. And especially with this coronavirus thing, we definitely want to be as safe as possible if we're cooking for other people. So first, I'm going to actually start with my onion. And the same as the last time, we're just going to get, we want it nice and small. We're going to get this all off here. And then I have two different ways. We were taught in culinary school, because again, I am a CNM graduate from there, and then I work for the Street Food Institute. So we were taught to cut it lengthwise, and then this way, and then this way, and you get really small. You can do a small dice or a medium dice that way. But the way I found it, when I want it really small for salsas and things, I just cut several layers, and then I actually just hold it, and I go in kind of, and just do really small little cuts here. And that gives us the size that that's much more palatable because you don't want huge onion chunks, and sometimes when you have a small onion, it is hard to hold it. So I actually feel like that's a decent amount of onion for our salsa. I have here two tomatoes, 3 tomatoes, and it's just what I had lying around for this. So I have Roma tomatoes and then this big yummy tomatoes. We're gonna chop these all up, and then I'll let you know what I season it with. So I have chopped up already our onions, tomatoes, jalapeno. I chopped a few more that you can add to taste. If you taste it, I like to taste it with a chip because then it lets you know what it's really going to taste like on your food. Some limes. I got some cilantro for those of you who do not like cilantro but like a little bit of that flavor. I have coriander. It doesn't give that soapy taste that some people get with cilantro. So we're just going to add in the fresh garlic we chopped, and I like a lot of onion, so I'm going to put a little more of that. And before we start too much, you definitely want to season it. And I have some sea salt here, regular salt's fine, and lots of lime juice because that brightens it and helps make it pop. And then you stir it in. I like to use the coriander, and then I'll chop up some of that fresh cilantro and throw it in there, and then we have some pico for you. Right now we're going to check on our sweet potato fajitas and see how they're doing. And okay, they've been in about 30 minutes now, and if you look, they're getting some good color on them. I just give them a little shake, and that lets you know that they're almost done. And I didn't mention earlier, the reason I put canola oil on them instead of olive oil is that I find that it helps make the sweet potato a little tender. All right, it's been about 35 minutes and we pulled our sweet potatoes out. I cut them a little thinner so it went pretty quickly. And we're just gonna show you how to build it here. And I did minis. If you're anything like my fiance, you're going to want to do a fajita burrito, which is gigantic. Actually, who am I kidding? That's what I would do too. And then I just put some avocado And I have the pico here, and I just load that on there. This obviously is a vegan adaptation to it. If you wanted, pepper jack cheese goes really, really well with this. And I am looking forward to eating it. The vegetables cook down really nicely, and hopefully it'll be delicious. Thanks for doing these with me. I hope you guys enjoy as much as we do. And just to keep it real with you guys, this is what our dinner actually looked like. If you're concerned about the protein, we included pinto beans and Spanish rice. Beans and rice do make a complete protein because they complete the amino acid chain. And so this has lots of fiber and protein, and it's delicious. And we hope you enjoy. Thank you so much.